Royal Television. We inspire.
Royal FM is the Lorry's premier classic music radio station.
Hello there, and thank you for staying with us on Royal FM 95.1 Ilorin. Welcome to Royal FM News Around the Globe, and we're coming to you live from the International Media Center here in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. The news headlines. Federal government unveils new NYSC certificates. Senate screens ministerial nominees. Election Petition Tribunal upholds Senator Saraki's victory. 15 bitten in 2 weeks as snakes invade Plateau communities. On the foreign scene, EU election observers say Guinea's presidential vote was valid. In business news, Emefiele says Nigeria is not sliding into recession. In entertainment news, Dare Artolade drops his 5th studio album today. And in sport, Alkanemi Ifeanyi game moved. You're listening to FM 95.1 Ilorin. The news continues after this very short break. I am Dayo Adeyemi. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. This is Royal FM News Around the Globe. Don't forget you can also visit our website at royaltv.net.ng and also our Royal TV YouTube channel for news updates and stories. Now the news in detail. Federal government today unveiled newly improved National Youth Service Corps NYSC certificate to be issued to corps members at the conclusion of the mandatory one-year service to their fatherland. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony in Abuja, Director General of the NYSC, Brigadier General Johnson Olawumi, said the scheme took the step to wage war against forgery and impersonation. The DG, represented by the Acting Director of Certification, Alhaji Aliu Daura, explained that the new certificate will be imprinted with the CARES photograph along with the global best practices. According to Olawumi, the issuance of the new NYSC certificate will take effect from the BARC 2014 will be passing out on 15th of October. Throwing more light on the categories of the NYSC certificate, the Director of Press, Mrs. Abosede Aderigbe, says certificate of exemption is issued to a full-time graduate who is above the age of 30 at the time of graduation, or such corps member who is a staff of security agencies like Armed Forces, Nigeria Police, Department of State Security, National Intelligence Agency NIA, and recipients of National Presidential Honors Award. Still in the news, the Nigerian Senate today in Abuja started the screening of the first batch of ministerial nominees forwarded to it by President Muhammadu Buhari. The nominees include Nigerians drawn from across the state and different professions. Only 10 nominees were screened today by the Senate. They are Udoma Udoma, Kayode Fayemi Auduogbe, Ogbonnaya Onu, Osagio Ehenire, Abdurrahman Dambazao, others are Lai Mohammed, Amina Mohammed, Suleiman Adams, Ibrahim Jabril. Others are to be screened on Wednesday and Thursday. First to be called before the lawmakers is a former lawmaker, Udoma Udoma, who represented Akwa Ibom South constituency from 1999 to 2007 in the upper legislative chamber. The floor of the Senate was, however, thrown into frenzy and drama of sort as the National Publicity Secretary of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC and one of President Muhammadu Buhari's 10 ministerial nominees to be screened today, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, appeared before the senators. The emergence of APC's vociferous spokesman before senators to be screened sparked off a mild drama. Senators, especially those from his party, began to yell, "Bow and go, bow and go." Also, a former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, at the ministerial screening today debunked report that he ran the economy of his state aground while he served as governor. According to the former governor, he governed Ekiti State with transparency and accountability. Responding to a thought-provoking question asked him by Senator Olushola Adeyeye to clarify newspaper reports that he left Ekiti in debt after he spent so much money on the Ekiti government house. Responding, Fayemi said there were only rumors stating that the government house was built with just 2.5 million naira. And still on the local scene here in Kwara State, the Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Ilorin has upheld the election of Senator Bukola Saraki, representing Kwara Central constituency. The ruling was given by the leading judge of the tribunal, Justice Joshua Majabi, today in Kwara State, North Central Nigeria. And that's it all on the local scene. Coming up next is stories from the foreign scene. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're listening to Royal FM News around the globe. Don't forget you can also listen to us by downloading Royal FM radio app for Blackberries, iOS and Android phones from their respective app stores, or better still visit our website at royaltv.net.ng, also our Royal TV YouTube channel for news updates and stories. But now bring you foreign updates. In an apparent boost for a vote expected to return President Alpha Conde to another 5-year term, observers from the European Union today said Guinea's presidential election was valid despite some logistical difficulties. The Election Commission is yet to announce results from Sunday's voting, but opposition candidates, including their main leader, Cellio Dalein Diallo, called on Monday for the results to be scrapped due to fraud. In his comment, it was echoed by the head of African Union Monitoring Group, who said the election was transparent despite some organizational difficulties. Early results announced by the radio station so far showed Conde in the lead, though a second round is possible. And still on the foreign stories, Dutch Safety Board says Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 was hit and down by a Russian-made surface-to-air Buk missile over eastern Ukraine last year. The chairman of the Dutch Safety Board, Chevy Jostrak, told the press conference today that flight MH17 crashed as a result of the detonation of a warhead outside the airplane against the left-hand side of the cockpit. While he insisted that investigators had not pinned down the exact location of the missile's launch site, maps shown to reporters clearly show the area near Donetsk, held by pro-Russian separatists. Joshua also hit out the Ukrainian authorities for allowing civil aircraft to continue to fly above the eastern part of the country despite the raging conflict between Kiev's forces and pro-Russia separatist insurgents. That's international news. Coming up next is Business Report. Stay with us.
Business News.
Welcome to Business News. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has said the Nigerian economy is not heading towards recession, adding that the current dip in the nation's revenue was a global development which is not peculiar to Nigeria. Emefiele, who spoke at the end of the IMF World Bank annual meetings in Lima, Peru, said that rather than interpreting some of the recent monetary and foreign exchange policies by the central bank as a sign of an economy sliding into recession, the challenge before Nigerians is to accept the policies as a way of reversing decline in revenue. In another development, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says it has strengthened its exchange rate peg slightly to 166.98 against the dollar at the interbank market from 197 naira to a dollar instead last week. The Central Bank of Nigeria also resisted calls to further devalue the naira in the face of plunge in vital oil revenues. And still in business news, the Republic of Ireland's finance minister is due to announce tax cuts and spending increase in the country's last budget before an election. Finance Minister Michal Noonan is expected to announce a cut in personal taxation at 14:15 British summer time. However, some analysts have warned that Mr. Noonan should do more to tackle high levels of government debt. Government debt has fallen to about 100% of GDP compared to a peak of 120% in 2012. The Republic of Ireland's economy, as measured by gross domestic product (GDP), is growing at an annual rate of more than 6%. The gross national product (GNP) measurement, which strips out more of the distorting activities of multinational firms, is showing growth of about 5%. And that's business news. Entertainment update is up next. Stay with us.
This is Royal FM Entertainment News.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still listening to the news around the globe from Royal FM 95.1. We'll now bring you entertainment update. Nigerian R&B singer Dari Art Alade has finally released his 5th studio album titled Naked today, Tuesday, October 13, 2015. They shared the good news on social media as well as the artwork of the album. The album has earlier scheduled to drop in August 2015 was postponed. Naked is a 13th-track album that features collaborations from Asha, Olamide and the Soweto Gospel Choir. Some of the tracks on the new album include Delilah, Orikilewa Ayami, Champion and others. Darius also previous album credited to him including From Me to You 2006, Underrated 2009 and Double Dari of 2011. And finally, in entertainment news, Leonardo DiCaprio has acquired the book right to produce a film based on the ongoing Volkswagen clean diesel scandal. DiCaprio's production company, APN Way, finalized a deal along with Paramount Pictures to obtain the right to book proposal by Jack Ewing, an European economics correspondent who has been covering the scandal for the New York Times. The book will focus on the illegal software Volkswagen put into cars to cheat emission stats in order to meet standards put in place by the Environmental Protection Agency. The scandal has forced Volkswagen CEO Martin Winterkorn to resign as a German car manufacturer faces up to $18 billion fines. That's entertainment news. Coming up next is stories from the exciting world of sport. Stay with us.
Royal Television. We inspire.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still listening to the news around the globe from Royal FM 95.1 Ilorin. We'll now bring you sports stories. But before then, don't forget you can also listen to us by downloading Royal FM radio app for Blackberries, iOS and Android phones from their respective app stores. You can also visit our website royaltv.net.nj and also our Royal TV YouTube channel for news updates and more stories. We'll now kick off with the local stories. The FC Mfanyuba versus El Kanemi Warriors match in the Globe Premier League has now been rescheduled to take place on October 28 by the league management company LMC. The game was earlier scheduled to take place on Sunday, but the away team El Kanemi Warriors failed to show up for the game at the FC Mfanyuba Stadium in Nnewi, and it was reported that FC Mfanyuba claimed 3 points and 3 goals. Players of El Kanemi had been on a week-long strike leading to boycott of the game, by the LMC in a statement on Monday said the game had been rescheduled for October the 28th. The Nigerian Football Federation President Amaju Pinnick has revealed that the NFF is set to open talks with Morocco, Tunisia, or Algeria for a friendly ahead of the crowned two-legged African Nations Cup qualifier against Egypt in March. Pinnick said the NFF are determined to ensure that the Eagles are in the right frame of mind technically and mentally against the record 7-time African champions, hence the desire to have them play similar for the Pharaohs. It was also gathered that coach Sunday Olise has allegedly started studying the tapes of the Egyptians and is preparing the game plans. Moving on to sports on the foreign scene, Real Madrid star Cristiano Ronaldo was awarded his record 4th Golden Boot award today after emerging at the top scorer in Europe's domestic league season. Ronaldo became Madrid's all-time leading scorer on September 30 with 324 goals, surprising Raul Gonzalez's previous mark. Ronaldo is the only footballer to win 4 Golden Shoe awards. The 30-year-old scored 48 goals in 35 Spanish league games to claim his 3rd Golden Boot playing for Real Madrid. His other award came with Manchester United in 2007-2008. Ronaldo also won 3 Ballon d'Or awards as well as 2 UEFA Champions League titles, 1 each with Manchester United and Real Madrid. And lastly, in sport, world number 3 and defending champion Roger Federer suffered defeat in second round of Shanghai Masters, losing 6-7, 6-7, 2-6, 6-3 to Spain's Albert Ramos Vinolas earlier today. Ramos Vinola would face either Frenchman Jo-Wilfried Tsonga or Victor Estrella of Burgos in the 3rd round. US Open runner Federer bagged through 15 aces and 1 more point than his opponent, but a lack of sharpness at a crucial moment sent him spinning to defeat. The Swedes, returning to action after a month off, looked rusty against the 78th ranked qualifier. And that ends sports update. Stay tuned for the concluding part of the news coming up shortly. It is currently 6:22. Before we end today's news around the globe, here again are the major highlights of the news. Federal government unveils new NYSC certificate. Senate screens ministerial nominees. Election Petition Tribunal upholds Senator Saraki's victory. 15 beaten in 2 weeks as snakes invade plateau communities. On the foreign scene, AU election observers say Guinea's presidential vote was valid. In business news, Emefiele says Nigeria's not sliding into recession. In entertainment news, Dari Atlade drops his 5th studio album today. And from the exciting world of sport, Al-Kanemi Ifeanyi game moved. And with that, we've come to the end of today's news around the globe. It was compiled by Dada Bamishe and Benga Shijuade. For your comments, observations, and information regarding unfolding events around you, kindly contact Royal FM Newsroom on 0805 0999 968. Once again, the newsroom number is 0805 0999 968. Don't forget to also join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or better still, download Royal FM Radio app for Blackberries, iOS, and Android phones from their respective app stores. You can also visit realtv.net.ng and also our Real TV YouTube channel for news updates and stories. I am Dayo Adeyemi. Thank you for listening and stay on 95.1 Royal Radio. Good evening.